RVD Jim Redick says RVD would make a terrific teacher if you taught school. I'd take 1,000 school grades, no joke. How do you think you'd be as a
1,000 school grades?
100 school grades. So you go through 100 years of
Oh,
for you.
Oh, so you have me every year?
So you'd have you every year. I guess you'd be his homeroom teacher, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's homeschool. It's just me and him. We're doing it.
Just hanging out here.
He's got 98 years to go, but he's doing good.
He's doing good. Yeah. Kind of an average student, but he's getting there. Yeah. If you had to teach a subject, Rob, what would you teach?
That is a good question. I don't know, and I don't know that I consider myself a good teacher. We've talked about that before. Yes. I don't think that I have a lot of patience for redundancy that is obviously obstructing the way from moving forward. And so that gets to me, like, hey, I told you not to do, or that's not the answer. Why do you keep going back to there? And, like when it came to teaching wrestling, I don't know. I would teach Carny.
There you go.
I would teach Carny. You don't know what that is. I can tell by your expression, but this is something that wrestlers used to speak.
Yes.
Right. And you know who taught me? Tom, the same guy that taught me see ya. Yep. So this is like 89 when I'm hanging out with him and started going to schooling with the Sheik. 89, 90. For several years, we were friends. But he taught me and Dango Carny. He knew it because his mom and dad spoke it around him.
They were wrestlers?
They weren't even wrestlers. They just, I don't know. But people at the carnival will speak it too. So you don't have to be a wrestler. And
it's literally Carny. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's where it comes from. And it would be like, it's like Pig Latin. If you don't know what it sounds like, all you do is take one syllable, the dominant vowel, and you put a certain sound in there. It sounds like Ias, and we would do every syllable because then you can't understand it. And that's the way that we were taught. So I could speak it fluently like this, even though I haven't had any reason to in decades. I'm sure if I wanted to and start talking like it, I could just do it in my mind. He's like these is. So he's like he's a tizok, he's in Kizarnizi, he's all these tizam, he's in Dizan Giza, he's in Izandizi, he's in Tizam, he's always a tizok, he's like this. And you don't want anyone else to understand you, But a lot of wrestlers would only do like one syllable, and they think like I'll never forget. I was in Charlotte with the rednecks, the Southerners, and this is gonna sound racist because it was, but I just remember we were somewhere where there was a lot of black people in the community, and one of the wrestlers thought that he was actually somehow speaking code or being secretive, and he said, "Man, look at all the Neozagers around here." And I was just like, oh my God, what an idiot. Like I couldn't, and that was my impression of the rednecks down south, and their love for humanity and their intelligence level too. Not everybody, but a lot of them, especially when I was first exposed to that. And I was like,
oh my God.
You're not kayfabing at all. Everyone in here just heard your fucking mouth.
You just
you deserve it, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would teach Carny.
Oh man,
I speak Spanish fairly fluently.
You said you speak Spanish?
Yo hablo español también. Yo puedo decir, hace que yo quiero decir es más mejor que yo puedo comprender escuchando.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that, Rob.
Yeah, but I had I had 4 years, 3.5 years in school. And it was like my favorite class. So for the same reason, me and Dango could speak and no one knew what we were talking about. So we were all into the extra credit and stuff. And
That's awesome.
yeah. And then when I first started meeting like some Spanish speaking girls in Japan, I was in another country and neither one of us spoke English, but I could speak Spanish. I was like, yes, thank you, Mrs. Philo.
So that stuck with
Muchas
you.
gracias.
That stuck with you. I heard if you learn a language and you're fluent in it and you don't use it for a while, you lose it. Is that not true? Then it stuck with you. I guess not for you.
I think it just really depends on how important it is to you and how much you're drawn to it, you know?
Yeah.
All the mafia stuff, that's like candy to my brain. Like I soak it up and I love dates and facts and numbers and stuff. For a lot of other people, you know, that would be like the last thing they'd remember because it wouldn't be as important to them. So they don't store it in the same place in their head, you know.
Yeah.
I sucked at algebra. I sucked at history.
Awful,
Yeah.
man. Awful, man. I was all right at history, I guess. If that
Like
I,
it now. I
yeah.
didn't know it was real back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it really had anything to do with my life.
You're right. Yeah, right. Now all I envision you, Rob, is like as a teacher, I have it like you have glasses on and you walk in and you just start speaking Carny like right when you're writing on the chalk doing it. That's all I'm imagining. And then you like turn around. All right, class, let's get to work.
There's a few subjects. I guess, you know, our radiology would have to be up there teaching.
That's a college course, I think.
Right. And ain't nobody better qualified than myself to share the principles of that with the good students.
Yes, I agree with that. For sure. We got a lot of members from the One True Sport base in here. David Von Boglin, who asked you about the Kratom before. Zoe Lopez is in the house. Liam Evans is here. We got a good turnout here. Let's see what other good questions you got. I've seen a couple of them here. Let's see. It's by Jim. Where are you, Jim? Here it is. You're a weed guru, Rob. What do you recommend I give my elderly mother to help her sleep? CBN, CBG, CBD? Thanks.
I would say, you know, if you're able to get the different cannabinoids like that CBD, CBN, I wouldn't expect CBG to help her that much, but everybody gets, you know, different results and CBG is like adaptive. Maybe it can help one of the other cannabinoids strengths, but if she won't take THC. But that's one thing that CBD is really good for, you know, like tell her to drop it under her tongue and to hold it there for at least 30 seconds. Because like people that don't do that, they're ripping themselves off from being able to get the best experience. Because we have a little trap door under our tongue. That's why there's so much sublingual shit, and it sneaks you like right into your bloodstream. So that's why you do that. Because if you swallow it, it's got to go through your fucking digestive parts, your liver, all that shit get metabolized, and then by that point, what's left of what you took anyway. So you put it under your tongue, boom, it gets absorbed quicker and at a stronger rate of absorption, consumption. And I would say CBD for sure. You know, I had good results sleeping with CBN if that's something that is well, but I would say CBD for sure.
All right, yeah.
Sublingual drops, I think. I mean, you know, a lot of people like to eat the gummies or whatever, and basically whatever it takes to get her to take it. But I think that the sublingual oil works the best.
There you go, Jim.